Old Somansra watched as the young soldier leaned over the top of the first wall, peering down its length. I see it, Soma sir, I see it right there. Somansra resisted the urge to knock his lance against the youngun's backside. Had there not been sharp-toothed things swimming about in that moat down there, he'd have knocked the fellow over without a second thought. He was sick and tired of these greenhorns they sent him these days, blustering young fools who couldn't throw a spear 20 yards and hit a whole wagon. In his youth, duty at the first gatewatch had been a posting of immeasurable pride. A young soldier could have his pleasure of any number of women over the first several weeks just on the back of that simple statement, "I'm first gatewatch." He had been the youngest ever to pass the rigorous tests they set back then, and his entire Akshohini had been damn proud of the fact. "One of ours." He sighed and shook his head in disgust as the young soldier continued to lean dangerously over the wall. "Sure. I was the youngest then and now I'm the oldest gatewatch still on active duty. So what does it mean? Have I gotten too old for the job? Or has Ayodhya changed from under me? Probably a bit of both. Either way, it stank like the moat in the days before refilling time when the mulch and dead carcasses and other rotting stuff grew too rank and noxious, and the dam gates connecting the moats to a small diversion of the Saryu had to be knocked open to let the water be refreshed, the mesh screens ensuring that while fresh water came in and filthy water went out, the denizens themselves remained in their watery enclosure as their predecessors had for the past centuries since Ayodhya had been built. And later, hauling up those mesh screens when they grew too clogged with gunk, and replacing them with fresh ones. Now that had been a task in itself. He had helped out a few times, because back in those days, everyone did everything, not like it was today with even hairless younguns dodging work saying, "It's not my varna," or "below my varna to do that." Besides, he had wanted to see what it was like. The way those jaws and slick snouts emerged and snapped and thrashed and rolled madly in the water the moment human hands or feet came remotely within chomping range, it churned his stomach even now to think of it. Especially since he had seen what those gnashing jaws and razor teeth could do to a living creature on more occasion than he cared to count. In fact, Shiva take his blessed soul. "I got it, Soma. I got it," cried the youngun now, leaning so far over the top of the wall that his lower garment was pulled up high above his thighs, exposing his fuzzy rear end. Somansra cursed, reached out with one hairy-knuckled fist, grabbed hold of the young soldier's lungote by its waist knot, yanked on it hard to get a grip. The youngun yelped once as his crown jewels were squished more than a little and hauled the fellow back and down, thumping him on the hardwood platform again. He turned around, the errant pennant that had fallen off and gotten stuck a yard down on a convenient splinter was clutched in his hand, face red with effort. "What did you do that for?" Without a word, Somansra snatched the nearest mashal off its iron sconce, leaned over the wall and pointed down. The youngun's curiosity made him look over once again, and Somansra held the torch low enough that they could both see the dimpling dark surface of the moat below. Somansra hawked and spat a gob. The instant it splotched into the water, a dozen twisting writhing shapes thrashed and fought and lunged. Finding nothing for their efforts, yet still able to smell Herman Producti the water, they fought one another, Gharial versus shark versus crocodile versus piranha versus water snake versus whatever else was down there. He drew back the arm with the mashal, plunging the more below into the shadowy darkness again, fitted the torch back into T-scones and turned to see the young fellow standing stupefied, eyes round with shock. "Holy Shiva," the man said slowly. "If I'd fallen over into that." Somansra grunted. "You'd have saved the moat keepers having to drop tomorrow morning's load of meat, is all." "Mayhaps not even that," he pinched the young man's bicep, barely as thick as Somansra's wrist. Mayhaps just a treat for our fellows below. Fellows. Ayua. These gatewatchers same as we are. More effective even. Intruders might get past us somehow, but them. Somansra chuckled and shook his head. How would anyone even know for sure what was down there and how many and how to fight them in the water? Even old Sankarshan, captain of moats, probably doesn't know for sure anymore. Them creatures have been breeding in the moats since before Great Raghu was a little babe running around without a dhoti. Who knows what exactly is in there now and how many they might be? The young PF shuddered as he realized how close he had come to finding out exactly what and how many were down there in the moat. Hoarsely, he thanked Somansra for yanking him back in time and then went off to a corner where Somansra suspected he would soon hurl the contents of his stomach out. Young fools. Too stupid to avoid danger, too scared to deal with it after the fact. What they all need is a good knock on the head with the end of my lance. Not long after, he saw a light winking on the opposite side of the gate, went over to the lantern and turned it to face a different side, causing it to wink as well and show a different colored side. The gatewatchers used that system of colored faces on their wall lanterns to indicate the changing of the watch. This change meant that it was the end of Somansra's shift. The next shift guards were already here and he surrendered charge to them and climbed down the wooden ladder to street level. A man was standing there, apparently waiting for him, clad in the officious purple, black, and green outfit that indicated he was a PF provost, one of those newfangled titles that they handed out like mastered treats these days even to Kshatriyas untested in combat. Munshis is all they really are, he thought, trying not to let his disgust show. Glorified Dirks dressed up in soldier guises. Gatewatch Somansra, father's name Uchasravas, asked the man. First Gatewatch Somansra, he answered. Ayua. The man blinked, not seeming to see the difference between a simple gatewatch guard and a first gatewatch, the latter being the best of the best, one of a very select few chosen and entrusted with the vital task of manning the very first gate, the first boundary of defense of the entire city. Another young fool who doesn't know his Itihasa or Sanskriti, Somansra thought. They're growing on trees like rotten fruit these days. Somansra Uchasravas, you are commended for your service. Ayodhya thanks you. You may now enjoy the fruits of your long and honorable service. You are hereby retired from active duty. Congratulations. And the man turned to go. Done. Finished. Just like that. Somansra's hand shot out and grasped hold of the man's shoulder, pinning him. Hold your rabid horses in check, youngun, Somansra said, more than a little angry. What are you saying here? The man glanced at him curiously and a bit nervously, probably feeling the strength of the hand on his shoulder. You are relieved from your duty. Retired. You don't need to show up for work here at the gate anymore. Somansra stared at him so intently and silently, the man actually writhed, trying to wriggle out from the stone-hard grip. Finally, Somansra relented and released him. The man scuttled away nervously, glancing back once before scurrying up the Rajmarg the way he had come back to the Gunan's quadrant. Somansra looked around, at the towering structure of the first gate of Ayodhya, pride of the Arya world, looking quite proud and magnificent. A large part of that legendary reputation was because of the efficacia in the light of the mashals at dusk. Ayodhya the unconquerable with which these 7 gates were manned and monitored. And he, Somansra, the oldest surviving first gatewatch still on duty, what now informed that his service to the state was over and done with. Thank you. Congratulations. Commendations. As easily as that, he had been cast off like an old coat. So that was it? The end of his career? And his career was his life, for he had lost his wife and son in the last Asura war, in a particularly brutal skirmish in a hamlet not far from here, on the north bank of the Saryu, back when Asuras had prowled this land like beetles in a dank dungeon. Pishachas had done it, and had gotten away clean with it too. By the time Somansra had arrived, nothing but their ravaged, barely recognizable carcasses remained. He had never remarried, never took children. The first Gatewatch had been his pride and his life. Doing his bit to ensure that his fellow Ayodhyans never fell prey to the fate that befell his own loved ones. That task had given him succor and strength for 42 years, not counting the 24 years before that when he had been in active military service, a total of 76 years out of his 91 years upon this earth. What was he to do now? Take up Vanaprastha ashram? Kshatriyas rarely lived long enough to even consider the second ashram, let alone the third. He was old enough to take up sannyas ashram directly now, yet he didn't know the first thing about spirituality and meditation. He had spent his life serving with strength, and the use of weapons and force of mind was all he knew. Slowly, he began the walk back to his quarters in the military quadrant. Probably he would now have to vacate that tiny room as well, with whatever meager possessions he owned, to make way for the young and the new. He watched a squad of new recruits in their spiffy new PF uniforms march past in perfect step. None of them was more than a quarter of his age, none had probably seen combat in his life or known anyone who had seen combat. They spent their days drilling and marching to perfection, but were they good for much more besides that? It bothered him to know that they were now in charge of the defense of his homeland. What does it matter either way, Somansra? Your time is done now. You are an old bull being put out to pasture, go gracefully and go with strength. The old must pass to make way for the new. This too is your dharma. He straightened his shoulders and walked the Rajmarg, going the opposite way from the lines of marching recruits. One last march. A solitary figure, gnarled and white-haired and grizzled with the ravages of age and old wounds and shattered bones and long hard living. Yet he cut a no less impressive figure than the dozens of straight young bodies marching the other way. As they passed each other, the old man just walking home and the young men marching to show off their youth and their strength, it was hard to say who walked the more impressive walk. A few of them who knew who he was, a living legend among Gatewatchers, muttered to each other and glanced back as he passed by. Somansra neither returned their glances nor looked back. He walked on and passed into the annals of obscurity.